Welcome into DC On Screen episode 266. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This, my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Today we are getting super spoilery on Gotham 3x10, Mad City, New Day Rising. To recap, Nygma sets up a torture room for Butch and Tabitha to avenge his fallen Isabella, but discovers during his climax that doesn't sound right, that Butch really is innocent. He's also a sweet guy, which costs Tabatha a hand. Barbara, who's been doing some research herself, retrieves Butch, Tabatha, and the lost hand and gets them to a hospital. Once Tabatha is safe, she realizes that Penguin had Isabella killed in her jealous rage and enlists Butch to help her start a war. Someone keeps trying to kill Mario Falcone right before his wedding to Lee, and it appears to be the Court of Owls. Bruce and the gang investigate the key Ivy hauled in while Ivy gets kidnapped again. They meet the kidnappers, the Whisper Gang, who tell them everything about everything ever. They've been working against the court and Bruce promises to help. That relationship is short, however, as the leader of the Whisper Gang is soon executed by a Talon. Falcone seems to have an understanding with the court that Mario needs to stay alive, and Mario flies into a jealous, Alice-infected rage when he sees Lee leaving Jim's apartment. Woo!
It's a mouthful, isn't it? I had this episode listed as Time Bomb, though. I thought that was the name of the episode.
Was it?
Yeah, I think
was this episode 11?
I thought it was 10. I lost track of the numbers, but my little app said Time Bomb, so if anyone else is using that app, then I'm with you. Either way, all this stuff happened.
All that stuff happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How much did you like acting
Captain
Captain Bullock?
Bomb.
Is it? All right, Time Bomb it is.
It is Time Bomb.
Acting Captain Bullock, swigging Pepto.
I dug it.
I really dug it. Oh, by the way, quick heads up for everybody. Next week is the mid-season finale of Gotham, and then you will not see it again until January 30th. Ooh. So soak it up.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yep, it's come and gone so fast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just to clear myself of anything, when you type in Gotham episodes, it shows episode 10 of season 3 being New Day Rising. So that's on Google's fault.
That's on Google entirely.
By
the way, best line so far from Bullock. Can I go ahead and skip to my favorite Bullock line? I'll just get it out there.
Go ahead.
Tuttle, that guy shot a cat last week. On purpose? Does it matter? Does it matter?
Yeah, that was good. Oh my gosh. I wrote that down as well.
Oh, it was funny.
I'm digging Bruce here. Did you ever consider it's just an old ring? No.
Yeah. Not for a moment.
I enjoyed Ivy and Alfred a little bit, even though Ivy's still weird to me.
It's still just odd, but I'm almost getting desensitized to it now. I enjoyed Alfred and Selena way more. Like it's just, What is it? It's a frittata. It's like a crustless quiche. And then just, what is it exactly you object to here?
Oh man. I knew those guys couldn't be Court of Owls. I knew they couldn't be.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know what else to do with them, so I guess they're trainees. Is that pretty much trainees in the Whisper Gang?
Yeah, that's what the masks are for.
Put on the mask and work your way out of the mask.
They're not allowed to whisper until they're part of the gang.
Right. By the way, Whisper Gang is a funny title for someone who just like shares all of his plans ever with 14-year-old boys that happen upon him. Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's fair.
He just like throws the book at Bruce, man. I mean, here's everything we've ever done. Do you want to play?
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
I don't know. Keep some secrets. Maybe get the key. Yeah, I mean, not
sure.
Tell the group of people about all their shit.
Yeah, but
normally that's how secret organizations go about their way, staying secret.
We're talking about like a 15-year-old boy who like pretty much went all badass and tracked these cats down.
Well, sure. I'm not saying he's not resourceful.
This is a 15-year-old boy with billions of dollars, a badass butler that they hear may have taken down a Talon, probably. I don't know. They probably heard that. I don't know.
He at least, stood up to one pretty damn well.
Yeah, and stood up to the Whisper Gang. The Whisker Gang.
Oh, that is definitely something Catwoman should start at some point.
Absolutely. But and plus he just has such a presence. I'm willing to buy that this dude would just be like, shit, dude, here you go. This is what's happening. Keys to the kingdom.
I mean, I agree that I would rather have him on my side than against me, but it seems like, I mean, these guys had to wear masks. I mean, big old heavy-looking, weird-looking, I don't know, awkward mask things, and they just skipped right ahead of that on Bruce. Maybe initiation, a little bit of vetting, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he never said he was joining the gang. He just said he was going to help.
Right. He just showed him blueprints, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
It cracked me up. Sorry.
Though that's a good idea, actually. If
What?
we come back from the break and Bruce has actually been like initiated into the Whisper Gang,
Oh, that'd be fun.
like this is like his like pre-training training. That
Well,
would be awesome.
they gave him all the secrets, and the leader's dead. He might as well just go take over the Whisper Gang. That'd be great.
That might be fair.
They're a headless monster right now.
Nah, man, Alfred.
Alfred takes over the Whisper Gang. That's a guy.
So I was really getting sick of Mario until the reveal at the end. Still sick of him, just
Well, now
more understanding.
now you know his like time is getting limited. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to be more concerned about: are we going to make this guy a regular player? Because if we are, let's do something better with him than just be, the third wheel on what isn't even a relationship between Gordon and Lee anymore.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm a little confused because if I recall, the Alice infection was it only fatal if it was mixed with Red Queen?
I thought just all the lab mice, went to shit. I thought it was all the lab mice.
Then shouldn't we be trying to fast track a cure for Barnes?
They are trying to one. And she said at the beginning the lab can test for infection now. And I did see in a synopsis for next week that they're working on a cure and they're doing some good job. But apparently that obviously it's Gotham, so that building's going to come under fire, the place where they're working on the cure. So we may get Barnes back and we may get Falcone back in regular position or not. And it seems like he's a jealousy-affected monster.
Mm-hmm.
And in all fairness, I know it was a goodbye kiss, but come on. That's still a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
It did amount to a good scene, though.
It was passable.
It was passable. You know, it was... All right, we're going to have the same conversation twice then, because I'm going to say I actually finally liked Barbara a little bit this episode. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're going to go, it's passable.
I started liking Barbara a little more too, but then I realized, no, they're just getting me used to her. It's a trick.
I argue that subjectively there is no difference.
There might not be. She's having fun, so it's kind of fun when we see her.
Yeah. I thought she was good with the Russian maid.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good when she pulls the gun on pingers. I just liked her scenes this week. Thought she was really fitting in. They gave her some fun stuff to do. And now she's going to start a war.
Yep. Though she felt unmistakably Gossip Gertie-ish when she realizes that Penguin is in love with Ed. That was like, oh man. She's like, oh, we'll go back to that.
Come back to that later. Okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you like the big scene?
The big scene?
I'll call the behanding a big scene.
Oh, the behanding. It was fine. I assumed she was gonna lose the hand, and
it's okay. He's got all kinds of attachments if the hand doesn't reattach well.
Right.
I mean, he was, to be honest, cooler after he lost that hand than before.
I much more enjoyed the Mario Falcone brooch to the eye.
That was brutal. I mean, all right. I enjoyed a lot of this episode, but I'm gonna get to the part where I kind of went, "Come on, show, man, Gotham, you got to stop picking such weird fucking assassination attempts." Like a 2-person motorcycle machete in the middle of a crowded courtyard in the middle of the day thing. It's just, what do you do? Just shoot somebody. Just shoot people.
Right. Has no one in this universe heard of Floyd Lawton?
Or Zaz. You've got Zaz.
You got Zaz.
He obviously enjoys his work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Ivy is an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Just looks like it takes her about 15 or 20 seconds to get kidnapped again after she leaves the mansion.
Mm-hmm. But, Bruce is ballsy. Like I said, I really dig the way he was talking to the Whisper Gang.
Yep.
I need to speak with Court of Owls personally, make them understand this is a mistake. Like, damn, yeah, you do.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't take that second hand.
Ed was a lot of fun this episode.
Ed was. Even including when he finally does see Barbara, realizes his mistake. He knows that Barbara and Tigress are tight. He doesn't even look somewhat frightened. He just tortured the crap out of 2 very powerful players in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
People that could kill him with an afterthought, and just strolls out of the room like, you better get some ice on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his attitude.
My favorite line of his this episode will we hear the zap of heartbreak or the sound of one hand clapping?
That was good. That was really good. Oh, some good Bruce and Selena stuff. Like Alfred, was it like Alfred swears he's going to go alone, and then you cut to the next shot, and it's like all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I did love the how does he put it? There's no way of asking you to stay here that doesn't end in you yelling at me, is there? See, he's getting it already.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to understand. Oh, and speaking of her, the at the weird bondage shop, the Catwoman suit.
Catwoman, yeah. There was a Catwoman suit of some measure.
Of some make. Yeah. It was a suit that looked very Catwoman-y, including ears. I'm going to call it for now.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite scene of the entire episode, Carmine Falcone talking to Catherine of the Court of Owls.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I will come after you with everything I've got. She says, you won't win. He says, if my son is dead, winning won't be the point.
Right. Gotham will burn.
Gotham will burn.
Yep.
Wow.
I loved it. I mean, it was
that was good stuff.
It was cool to see him in a position of zero power, because she gives him nothing. She doesn't even let him bargain. She assures him that his son will be relatively okay, but not because he asked. She doesn't give a damn what he needed.
No.
Which made me wonder why we're doing all this week anyway, but oh well.
Yeah. Gosh. So are you Jacob Raspberry of the Screen Explosion podcast was talking to me yesterday and was mentioning that he felt like he's interested in pretty much everything in the show but the Jim Gordon storyline. And I kind of thought,
which Jim Gordon storyline?
Just everything Jim Gordon.
Everything Jim Gordon. Because if he's not interested in his love life, I got your back, buddy. But I do want to know the importance of the ring and the connection there.
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. He did specifically point out the Lee and Gordon storyline as something that was really boring to him, and I totally agree.
I got him. I got his back there.
But yeah, the ring, all that's cool.
I didn't mind the early half of the season going from bounty hunter to now he's pretty much number 2 on the force again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind all that, but I felt like that was mostly a good way of getting us into the series was the bounty hunter thing, because we could bounce around different villains pretty quickly. So that worked functionally. And then the last part of Gordon's story I felt was really Barnes's story. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like the real meat has just been that ring. Gordon's been doing what the show needed it to do this whole time.
Right.
The ring is the only real. That's the chunk of steak I want to bite into. Fillet that bitch.
All right. Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to get into myself. I think that's all I have for Gotham this week, man.
That's all I had. Looking forward to the mid-season.
Yeah, it's amping up, but it accomplished some things, but this episode was not my favorite episode by any stretch.
Yeah.
However, the cop that shoots a cat.
That may be my favorite line of all time on the show.
We are DC On Screen. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can find every episode at DCOnScreen.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We're proud members of the Giants Has Team Up Network, GiantsHasTeamUp.com. We're going to be coming right back with Lucifer 209, Homewrecker. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.